by you telling us what, you know, your function is there and how Great Place to Work got started.
Sure. We're actually, Great Place to Work is the world's largest people analytics firm. And so what we do in a nutshell is we help companies achieve better business results by focusing on the work experience for every employee. So we have 30 years of data, which shows a very clear and direct relationship between employee experience and business performance. And so you mentioned PACE was on the list, and that's a great source of pride. And so what we do is we help organizations improve their workplace culture by accessing the data they receive through our survey. And also we recognize the best. And as you mentioned, that employer branding piece has been really key for many of our clients, not only in attracting new employees and retaining them, but really building that internal brand, as you say, that employee pride. And so happy to hear. I'm very proud of PACE and your performance over the past few years. And I think you were like top 5 most recently.
We were, well, thanks for rubbing it in, but we were 6. We almost made it to top 5.
Number 6 is amazing.
But yeah.
We were very competitive list.
We were very happy. Yeah. And you know what? That list has become more and more competitive as we have been, we've noticed this anyway, as we've been, trying to get on it. It gets harder and harder to get on that list.
Absolutely. And Shale, you asked if I could share a little bit of the history of how our organization was founded. And
Please.
I do have a funny little story to share. So if you think about employee, sort of employer lists, there's like 1 million of them out there now. But Great Place to Work's list, the best workplaces in America, that was actually the very first of its kind. And the way it came about was our founder, a man named Robert Levering. He was a labor reporter working in San Francisco. And so he saw like the worst of corporate America.
Oh, wow.
And he went to his publisher one day and he said, I got a great idea for a book. I want to write a book about the worst workplaces in America. And the publisher said, great idea, but we don't have enough lawyers for that. Why don't you flip it around and you write a book about the best workplaces in America? And so that was the birth of our trust model, our methodology. And the way it came about was essentially by him interviewing thousands of employees in regular workplaces, thousands of leaders. And from there, he formulated our trust model, which is really the key factors determining what makes a great place to work. So I love telling that story because you can imagine how things would have gone differently if he published that book on the worst workplaces.
Well, yeah, it's probably an easier book to write and more exciting to write about the worst workplaces, more interesting for readers, I would imagine. But there's a great sense of positivity that comes with turning it around.